Hey guys, I've partnered with one of the best energy drink companies out there, 𝐴∞ You can get 10% off by using the code Otaku while checking out, or by using the link provided in the description below. Hello beautiful weebs, and welcome to another video. Today Otaku Sensei will be recommending the top 10 anime where the main character is a badass loner. If you're new here and happen to enjoy this sort of content, then please don't forget to subscribe as well as turn on the notification bell. And for the people who are already subbed and like the video before it actually starts, know that we love and appreciate you. And it would be great if you guys follow me on Twitter since I post small recommendations and update stuff there. Anyways, let's start the video. We kickstart this list with Welcome to the NHK. The main protagonist is Tatsuhiro Sato, a university dropout entering his 4th year of unemployment. He leads a reclusive life as a hikikomori, ultimately coming to the conclusion that this happened due to some sort of conspiracy. One day, just when his life seems entirely unchanging, he meets Misaki Nakahara, a mysterious girl who claims to be able to cure Tatsuhiro of his hikikomori ways. She presents him with a contract basically outlining that once a day, they would meet in the evening in a local park where Misaki would lecture to Tatsuhiro in an effort to rid him of his lifestyle. During these outings, many subjects are discussed, though they almost always pertain in some way to the psychology or psychoanalysis. One of their first meetings in fact deals with interpreting Tatsuhiro's recent dreams. Both Tatsuhiro and Misaki, however, have a tendency of overdoing things, such as hiding the truth, especially from each other and themselves. Despite Misaki's offer and pressing attempts at salvation, it is Tatsuhiro's neighbor and high school friend, Kaoru Yamazaki, whom Tatsuhiro often turns to in moments of need and support. And despite his own idiosyncrasies, Yamazaki is one of the more stable characters in the story. The story starts like this. Due to a mysterious disease, the genius Iria Akagami has been forced by her family to stay in a mansion on the isolated Wet Crow's Feather Island with only a handful of maids. To keep herself entertained, Iria invites a variety of fellow geniuses to stay as guests in her new home, including computer savant Tomoko Nagisa and her unnamed assistant, skilled fortune teller Maki Himena, famous artist Kanami Ibuki, academic scholar Akane Sonoyama, and renowned cook Yayoi Sashirono. These visits progress as normal until one of the guests is found gruesomely murdered in the night, without a single clue as to the identity of the killer or a possible motive. Tensions rise between those on the island as the killer remains at large, and Tomo's assistant takes it upon himself to uncover the culprit's identity before the murderous events progress any further. In 8th place, we have Darker Than Black. It's been 10 years since Heaven's Gate appeared in South America and Hell's Gate appeared in Japan, veiling the once familiar night sky with an oppressive skyscape. Their purposes unknown, these gates are spaces in which the very laws of physics are ignored. With the appearance of the gates emerged contractors, who, in exchange for their humanity, are granted supernatural abilities. In the Japanese cities surrounding Hell's Gate, Section 4 Chief Misaki Kirihara finds herself at odds with an infamous contractor codenamed Hei. Called Black Reaper in the underground world, Hei, like his associates, undertakes missions for the mysterious and ruthless Syndicate, while slowly peeling back the dark layers covering a nefarious plot that threatens the very existence of contractors. From the mind of Tensei Okamura comes a sci-fi thriller taking the form of a subtle expose on war, in which political positions and justice have no sway in a war waged exclusively in the shadows.
皆さん、こんなところで油を売ってる暇があるなら仕事なさい。まったく。
In 7th place, we have Black Butler. Young Seal Phantom Hive is known as the Queen's Guard Dog. taking care of the many unsettling events that occur in Victorian England for Her Majesty, aided by Sebastian 𝐸♭. I'm sorry if I said his name wrong. His loyal butler with seemingly inhuman abilities. Seal uses whatever means necessary to get the job done. But is there more to this black-clad butler than meets the eye? In Seal's past lies a secret tragedy that enveloped him in perennial darkness. During one of his bleakest moments, he formed a contract with Sebastian, a demon, bargaining his soul in exchange for vengeance upon those who wronged him. Today, not only is Sebastian one hell of a butler, but he is also the perfect servant to carry out his master's orders, all the while anticipating the delicious meal he will eventually make of Seal's soul. As the two work together to unravel the mystery behind Seal's chain of misfortunes, a bond forms between them that neither heaven nor hell can tear apart.
罪を償うべきはあなただ。
In sixth place, we have Psyche Detective Yakumo. Reserve college student Yakumo Saito was born with a red left eye that allows him to see ghosts and spirits. He uses it with the belief that if he can communicate with them and resolve any issue they may have, then the ghost or spirit can move on to the afterlife. A fellow college student named Haruka Ozawa appears one day, asking him for help to save her friend, who she believes is being possessed by a spirit. He reluctantly accepts and afterwards gets involved in other supernatural related mysteries with her helping him.
おめでとうございます。あなたはちょうど250万人目のお客様です。
In fifth place, we have Planetarium. It is 30 years after the failure of the space colonization program. Humanity is nearly extinct. A perpetual and deadly rain falls on the Earth. Men, known as junkers, plunder goods and artifacts from the ruins of civilization. One such junker sneaks alone into the most dangerous of all ruins, a sarcophagus city. In the center of this dead city, he discovers a pre-war planetarium. And as he enters, he is greeted by Hoshino Yumemi, a companion robot. Without a single shred of doubt, she assumes he is the first customer she's had in 30 years. She attempts to show him the stars at once, but the planetarium projector is broken. Unable to make heads or tails of her conversation, he ends up agreeing to try and repair the projector.
人に一番必要なのは最後まであがいた後に自分を助けてくれるもの。
何？
それは運だよ。
Kino, a 15-year-old traveler, forms a bond with Hermes, a talking motorcycle. Together they wander the lands and venture through various countries and places, despite having no clear idea of what to expect. After all, life is a journey filled with the unknown. Throughout their journeys, they encounter different kinds of customs, from the morally gray to tragic and fascinating. They also meet many people, some who live to work, some who live to make others happy, and some who live to chase their dreams. Thus, in every country they visit, there is always something to learn from the way people carry out their lives. It's not up to Kino or Hermes to decide whether these asserted values are wrong or right, as they merely assume the roles of observers within this small world. They do not attempt to change or influence the places they visit, despite how absurd these values would appear. That's because in one way or another, they believe things are fine as they are, and that the world is not beautiful, therefore it is.
忘れろって態度じゃねえ。
In third place, we have Moribito, Guardian of the Spirit. Balsa, spear wielder and bodyguard, is a wandering warrior who has vowed to atone for 8 deaths in her past by saving an equivalent number of lives. On her journey, she saves Prince 𝐴HGM and is tasked with becoming his bodyguard. His own father, the Mikado, has ordered his assassination. The two begin a perilous journey to ensure the survival of the prince. Balsa's complicated past begins to come to light, and they uncover 𝐴HGM's mysterious connection to a legendary water spirit with the power to destroy the kingdom. second place, we have Wata Mote. After living 50 simulated high school lives and dating over 100 virtual boys, Tomoko Karaoke believes that she is ready to conquer her first year of high school. Little does she know that she is much less prepared than she would like to think. In reality, Tomoko is an introverted and awkward young girl, and she herself is the only one who doesn't realize it. With the help of her best friend, Narase, and the support and love of her brother Tomoki, Tomoko attempts to brave the new world of high school life. And we finish this list with a Chinese entry. Bloodivores is at number 1. 60 years ago, some people began to suffer from a strange case of insomnia that struck the entire population. Unable to sleep for more than a week, a large number of people become completely sleep deprived and eventually went mad with rage. A new medicine was produced to cure the illness, but it has a side effect which turned patients into vampires. Later, these vampires were called the Bloodivores. They're feared by other people and wear a special necklace that sends a signal to the police if a Bloodivore is unable to control their emotions. Liu, I'm sorry if I got that wrong, is called a child of hope, born from a human and a Bloodivore. But when he, along with his 3 friends, are vilified for killing all humans in a bank they robbed, they are sentenced to death. Then a strange thing happens when they are thrown into a mysterious place with a lot of unexplainable monsters, along with other sentenced to death prisoners. A girl greets them and reveals they have been given new collars that are filled with explosives to prevent them from killing other Bloodivores. She then announces their mission: to survive. This video ends here, and I want to especially say thank you to all those people who support me through Patreon and channel membership. Also, make sure to follow Sensei on social media for update related things. I hope you enjoyed this list as well as got introduced to new shows, and if you did, then leave a like, share with your buddies, and like always, subscribe and turn on notifications. Until next time, try to keep the comments section wholesome.